As Nia stood in the heart of the valley, the ancient artifact in her hands hummed with an otherworldly energy, its surface glowing with shifting patterns that seemed alive. The ground beneath her feet trembled gently, as if the valley itself were awakening from a long slumber. Around her, the air shimmered with light, and the thick mist that had clung to the valley for centuries began to lift, revealing breathtaking landscapes bathed in the golden hues of dawn. Nia felt the weight of history pressing on her shoulders. This was the moment foretold in the prophecy, the culmination of her journey, her sacrifices, and the decisions that had brought her to the brink of discovery. She closed her eyes, steadying her breath, and held the artifact high above her head. A low rumble echoed through the valley, like the distant roar of a lion. The artifact's glow intensified, shooting beams of light into the sky, where they converged into a swirling vortex of color. The heavens seemed to respond, as the winds shifted and the sun, already risen, seemed to grow even brighter. A faint melody filled the air, a song that felt ancient and familiar, as if the valley itself were singing. Suddenly, a figure began to form within the swirling light. It was the ancient king, his form majestic yet ethereal. His eyes were like molten gold, filled with a wisdom that transcended time. He wore a crown adorned with symbols of the elements, fire, water, earth, and air, and his robe shimmered like the night sky, adorned with countless stars. The king's voice resonated, both gentle and commanding. "You have restored what was broken," he said, his words carrying an immense weight. "For centuries, greed and betrayal tore this land apart, and my people were cursed to live in the shadows of their own greatness. But you, Nia, have chosen a different path. You have sought truth over power, unity over division, and for that, you have broken the chains of the past." Tears welled up in Nia's eyes. She could feel the spirits of the valley watching, their presence a comforting warmth. She had doubted herself many times during her journey, questioned whether she was worthy of this task, but now, standing before the ancient king, she felt a profound sense of purpose. "Your people," she said, her voice trembling, "have guarded this valley for so long, carrying the burden of its secrets. They deserve to live in the light." The king smiled, and with a wave of his hand, the valley began to transform. The once dense forest became vibrant, its trees stretching taller, their leaves glowing with emerald hues. Streams of water flowed anew, clear and sparkling, as if they carried the very essence of life. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable, their petals dancing in the gentle breeze. The hidden community of Valley Guardians emerged slowly, their expressions a mixture of awe and disbelief. They had lived in isolation for generations, bound by their sacred duty to protect the valley's secrets. Now, they stood together, their faces lit by the radiant beauty of the transformed land. One elder stepped forward, tears streaming down her wrinkled cheeks. "Thank you," she whispered, bowing deeply. "For generations, we have waited for this moment. The valley is free, and so are we." As the day unfolded, word of the valley's transformation spread beyond its borders. Villagers from nearby lands began to arrive, drawn by an inexplicable pull. They came cautiously at first, unsure of what they might find, but as they entered the valley, their fear turned to wonder. The sight of the lush landscape, the vibrant wildlife, and the joyful guardians was like stepping into a dream. Drums began to echo through the air, their deep, resonant beats calling people together. The guardians, now smiling and open, welcomed the newcomers with open arms. They shared stories of their ancestors, tales of the valley's glory, and the prophecy that had finally come to pass. A grand celebration unfolded, unlike anything the valley had seen in centuries. Women adorned in brightly colored fabrics danced gracefully, their movements telling the story of the valley's rebirth. Men played traditional instruments, their rhythms weaving a tapestry of sound that filled the valley with life. Children ran through the fields, their laughter echoing like a melody of its own. Nia was at the center of it all, her heart swelling with pride and humility. The villagers surrounded her, lifting her onto their shoulders as they chanted her name. She was no longer just an outsider who had stumbled upon an ancient secret. She was a hero, a unifier, a symbol of hope. As the festivities continued, Nia found herself drawn to a quiet spot overlooking the valley. She sat on a smooth rock, the artifact now resting beside her, its glow dimmed but still warm. She gazed out at the celebration below, her mind racing with thoughts of what lay ahead. The elder guardian approached, sitting beside her with a knowing smile. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "The valley's story is no longer hidden, but shared. And you, Nia, will always be a part of it." Nia nodded, feeling a deep sense of peace. She knew that her journey had changed her, just as it had changed the valley. The artifact, the king spirit, the prophecy, they were all part of a greater tapestry, one that she had been privileged to help restore. As the sun set, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, the celebration continued. Fires were lit, casting a warm glow over the valley, and the sounds of music and laughter carried on into the night. Nia joined the others, dancing, singing, and sharing in the joy that now united them all. For the first time in centuries, the valley and its people were free to live, to love, and to thrive. And as the stars appeared in the night sky, their light seemed to shine a little brighter, as if the heavens themselves were celebrating this newfound harmony. The valley's story was no longer a secret. It was a legend reborn, a testament to the power of unity, truth, and the unbreakable spirit of a people who had endured and triumphed. And under the starlit sky, Nia knew that the valley would forever remain a place of wonder, its magic now shared with the world, a legacy for generations to come.